President Sundborg, Board of Trustees members, Board of Regents members, President of the Alumni Board of Governors, officers of the university, guests of honor, members of the faculty and administration, candidates for graduation, family members, and friends. Welcome to the 100th commencement of Seattle University. We ask you to please remain standing as you are able for the national anthem and our invocation. The national anthem will be sung by Seattle University alumnus Jonathan Christopher Wright and played by the Mosaic Brass Quintet. The invocation will be offered by Paulina Alvarado, Masters of Arts in Pastoral Studies in the School of Theology and Ministry.
At Seattle University, we are committed to lead in an increasingly global world. In honor of that reality, I offer part of this prayer in English and part in Spanish. Let us take a moment to silence our minds, breathe, and center ourselves. God of many names, creator of all, source of light, wisdom, and love. Hemos llegado a este momento con un corazón lleno de gratitud, de emociones y de esperanza. Nos preparamos para esta ceremonia de graduación junto a nuestros seres queridos que nos acompañan en forma virtual, en espíritu y en persona. Y en un momento de silencio te decimos gracias, gracias, thank you for the many steps that led us to this moment, for the many blessings along our journey at Seattle University, for the humble confidence of knowing that we were never alone. Thank you. O Holy One, you have spoken through our peers, professors, staff, mentors, loved ones, through our history and through ourselves, all along with power, truth, and grace. Thank you for the formation and transformation that we are about to celebrate today. May we continue as humble stewards of the gifts we received, and may we magnify the blessings you are bestowing upon us and upon all present here today. Gracias, amado Creador, O Holy One. In your righteous name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, thank you. Please be seated. Good afternoon. I'm Shane Martin, Provost of Seattle University, and on behalf of the faculty, staff, and students of the university, it's my pleasure to welcome all of you to this commencement ceremony. We are delighted to receive the parents, family members, spouses, significant others, and friends of our remarkable graduates. First, I want to express congratulations to our graduates. My colleagues and I salute you on your achievement. Second, I also congratulate the parents, family members, spouses, significant others, and friends. A commencement ceremony is an affirmation of the many contributions and sacrifices that you've all made over the years to support your loved one. And third, I would like to thank our remarkable faculty and staff colleagues for the excellence of their care and their work in educating and supporting our students. I propose a round of applause for everyone who has contributed to the success and achievements of our graduates. And it is now my privilege to introduce Father Stephen V. Sunborg of the Society of Jesus, the 21st President of Seattle University. Please welcome Father Sunborg.
Good afternoon. With this graduate commencement, we come to the very last act of this 2018-2019 academic year of Seattle University. And we've saved the best for last. Welcome and congratulations. I know that for many of you, this ceremony may mark the end of a fairly long journey towards this degree, and you may have had to piece it together with work and family and many other responsibilities. You've made it nice going. And today is Father's Day, so could I have all those among the students and the crowd who are fathers to please stand so we can honor you this afternoon. I hope that the combining of the commencement with Father's Day makes this a special day for a Father's Day for you. This commencement marks the very last official ceremony of Seattle University, led by our Grand Marshal, Dr. David Madsen. Dave has been an outstanding coordinating, cajoling, corralling of all his lieutenants and faculty and administrators and students for decades. He's carried the mace both as an august symbol of the authority of the university and as a weapon to assert his own authority. He's retiring, and this is the very last ceremony that he will lead. He's threatened to take the mace after the ceremony and to toss it into Salmon Bay. Please don't, Dave. Others will need to carry it, but none of them will carry it with as much dedication and loyalty as you have. Thanks for your service, and blessings on you and Marianne and your family. Dr. Dave Madsen. I particularly enjoy this commencement with graduate students because it allows for somewhat more serious engagement with graduating students than is possible at the morning ceremony with the undergraduates. You are now professionals. Professionals can sometimes sound a bit functional or distant, but not for a graduate formed in the Seattle University's Jesuit education, for you have learned to put your whole self, your heart and soul and spirit, your unique history and identity, your very truth into what you profess. Be that kind of professional and you will really impact others for their good, for the common good, and for your own good. So how perfect it is that the individual who we are recognizing with an honorary doctorate and who will address you is a woman who professed religious vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience many years ago and has lived out her profession with the whole of herself, especially accompanying and standing with persons sentenced to death, who has been at the head of the national fight against capital punishment and who has also ministered to those who are victims of grave crimes. Few could represent better the education of the whole person, professional formation, and empowering leaders for a just and humane world that Seattle University stands for than does Sister Helen Prejean. Join me in inviting her forward so that she might receive her honorary doctorate. Helen? Sister Helen Prejean was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You joined the Sisters of St. Joseph of Midas, which today is known as the Congregation of St. Joseph. After earning a master's degree from St. Paul's University in Ottawa, Canada, you moved to New Orleans and taught high school as well as religious education at a local parish. Your ministry next took you to a housing project in the city where you lived and worked with the poor. In 1982, you began corresponding with an inmate on death row. You were there with him when he was executed. You became the spiritual advisor of another inmate. He too was put to death. Back then, support for capital punishment was overwhelmingly strong nationally and even stronger in your home state of Louisiana. But you saw things differently, and you resolved to share your perspectives with others. You wrote the book, Dead Man Walking, and an eyewitness account of the death penalty in the United States, which would become an international bestseller and inspire in 1995 the Oscar-winning film of the same name, and bring unprecedented awareness to the issue and impact of capital punishment. In the ensuing years, you have continued to minister to inmates. You have founded an organization called Survive, which counsels families of victims of violence, and you've authored 2 other books, including River of Fire, My Spiritual Journey, which will be published in August. You have served as the chairperson of the National Coalition to Abolish the Death Penalty. And you have continued to bring awareness to the cause, particularly within the Catholic Church. You have made personal appeals to 2 popes to abolish the death penalty. At your urging, Pope John Paul II, St. John Paul II, strengthened the Church's opposition to executions, and after you reached out to Pope Francis, he announced in August of 2018 that the death penalty is inadmissible with no exceptions in the eyes of the Church because it is an attack on the individuality and dignity of the person. Sister Helen Prejean, we are in awe of who you are and what you do. Where others see the worst of humanity, you unfailingly find a glimmer of goodness. To those judged as irredeemable, you bring love and compassion. And to those who suffer in the wake of unspeakable violence, you are an agent of healing and of hope. We are thrilled to welcome you back to Seattle University and to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa and to invite you to be our graduate commencement speaker. All yours.
Okay, y'all, I know you're poised for flight. You're ready. You've done the work. It's time. I got a few stories and we out of here, okay? In the River of Fire, which tells the story of awakening, the spiritual journey of awakening, that the gospel of Jesus called me to serve poor people. There's a quote in the epigraph from St. Bonaventure of the 14th century. And it says, "Don't ask for understanding, ask for the fire." The fire of purpose, the fire to do whole-souled work for the world that makes a difference. Annie Dillard goes on a great little riff in one of her books about our itsy-bitsy lunches with our itsy-bitsy friends, where we talk about our itsy-bitsy subjects. And in our gardens, we are raising tomatoes when we ought to be raising Cain or Lazarus. So we're talking about full-soul things. And that's what happened to me. I'm just an ordinary person. I'm like you. God works with us. We're all just ordinary people. And so in the awakening, first I had to wake out of a spiritual cocoon where basically my spiritual life, I was praying to God to solve all these problems. I mean, I'm a nun, I'm holy, I'm praying, right? But I didn't see myself as engaged in social justice. I said, we nuns, we not social workers, and I didn't have a clue about how you're going to tackle all this stuff. And the awakening, and I tell about it in River of Fire, about awakening to the Jesus of the poor, the Jesus who, how many times had I read Matthew 25? How many times had I prayed with Matthew 25? I was hungry, you gave me to eat. I was thirsty, you gave me to drink. I was in prison, and you came to me. But you know, we all are our own little spin doctors with these scriptures. Just recently, Attorney General Jeff Sessions, ex-Attorney General Jeff Sessions, quoted Romans 13, quoting the authority of God, legitimizing that it was okay to separate children from their parents at the border. The proof texting of Scripture. I mean, our country is so biblically illiterate, it's easy to pull a quote from Scripture to say that basically God's behind civil authority, and if civil authority tells you to do something and it's the law, then it's God's will to do. I mean, the biblical illiteracy in this country, now y'all got to believe this, is so bad that 13% of the American public identified Joan of Arc as Noah's wife. Now, you know we need some serious religious education in this country. So what happened? So first I awakened that I had been living in neighborhoods and I wasn't in contact with any poor people, and it came out of Latin America, Ernesto Cardenal, what the eye does not see, the heart cannot feel. And I got an invitation to write a man on death row. Now, I just want to bring up, I don't know if it's been in your theology classes, but about sneaky Jesus. And this is Sneaky Jesus Part 1. I'm in the St. Thomas Housing Projects after I woke up and began to work with poor people alongside them. And a friend comes out of a Louisiana coalition of jails and prisons, sees me right down St. Andrew Street. Hey, Sister Helen, you want to be a pen pal with somebody on death row? I said, sure, I could do that. You know, I was an English major. Write some nice letters, maybe send a poem or two. I never dreamed they were going to execute this person. I thought I was only going to be writing letters. So I wrote a man. His name is Patrick Sonia. He's the first story in Dead Man Walking. And then this Sneaky Jesus Part 2, when finally I realized, well, hey, here's somebody in prison. Here's Matthew 25. Maybe I could do an end run, just go see him in prison. It's all right, and say, Pat, I'll come see you sometime. Return mail, so excited. You have a visitor form. And so they have to put you in your little category. Are you wife, or you ex-wife, or you friend? And he goes, I'm a Catholic, you're a nun, would you be my spiritual advisor? Fill out the form, send it in. And I don't know that 2 years later, at midnight, he's going to be killed in the electric chair, and the only one who can stay with him in the death house in those last hours and walk with him and say to him, look at my face when they do this, is the spiritual advisor who will be me. And we have a maxim in our community, never leap ahead of grace. That grace comes up under us when we need it. And that's what happened to me. I rode that current of grace. I was with Pat, and that's the preface in River of Fire, and that's the fire part of the book. And it goes like this. They killed a man with fire one night. They strapped him in a wooden chair and pumped electricity through his body until he was dead. No religious leaders protested the killing that night. But I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. And what I saw set my soul on fire, a fire that burns in me still. And now here's an account of how I came to be in the killing chamber that night and the spiritual currents that drew me there. What happens is that our hearts awaken, we see suffering, we see something wrong, and we put our hand on the rope and we start pulling. As Mother Teresa said, the important thing is not so much that we're successful, but we got to be faithful. And with that memory burning in me ever of Pat being executed, then the 5 other people that I accompanied, and the cases that I've gotten involved with, and seeing how, even though the Supreme Court set the criteria when they put the death penalty back in '76, it's supposed to be for the worst of the worst, which means somebody in their character is evil or unredeemable or by the nature of what they've done out of all the other murders in the United States, that we got to kill them in order to be safe. People don't know the difference. And I stumbled out of that execution chamber that night, and it was in the dark. They bring you in a prison vehicle to the gate. The sisters were there for me, the good lawyers who were working to try to save Pat's life. I don't buy any of them lawyer jokes, because all the lawyers I know are excellent human beings who try to work for justice. And it was in the dark, and I just threw up. I vomited. I'd never watched a protocol where a human being who was alive was strapped. I knew the rationale. I knew the Supreme Court said it was legal. I know there were no other religious leaders at the time who were standing up saying we shouldn't do this. But what happens is that when your heart comes alive on something and your soul recognizes something and you begin to work with it, you begin to get the energy you need. Not ahead of time, but you get it as it comes, and you follow it. And that's what led to the dialogue with the American people. That's why I ended up writing a book, A Dead Man Walking. That's why I was happy when Susan Sarandon read the book, stayed up all night, read Dead Man Walking, and pestered Tim Robbins for 9 months till he broke down, read the nun's book, probably for domestic tranquility. Did you read the nun's book? And then when Tim Robbins wrote the screenplay of Dead Man Walking, they worked with me on every line and every scene in that movie. You couldn't ask for people more collaborative. And Tim used to say, he'd just say, well, the nun was in over her head. Well, the nun was in over her head. When you get involved in really big stuff, you're in over your head. But God sends us who he needs. I had a great editor who helped me shape the story of Dead Man Walking, or you never would have heard of that book. And he helped me shape that story in the beginning, in the first draft. I was so into the human rights of why people shouldn't be executed and how it was against their human rights and all the ways that the death penalty was wrong. And he said to me when he got the draft, Jason Epstein, you wait far too long till you talk about the crime. People are going to think, well, she's a nun, she believes in Jesus, supposed to forgive these people and all. They're not going to read your book. They're not going to think you can really face the horror. What did this man and his brother do? Kill 2 teenage kids, innocent kids, in cold blood, and their bodies are found lying in a sugarcane field in Louisiana and bullet holes in the back of their heads. They're not going to think that you can face that, and they're not going to read your book. If you don't talk about the crime that this person did on death row in the first 10 pages of Dead Man Walking, nobody will read your book. And then you're downplaying how you didn't reach out to the victims' families because you said you'd never done this before. You're letting yourself off too easy. That was a big mistake, not reaching out to the victim's family, even though they were angry at you. Even though maybe you'd go to the front door and they'd slam the door in your face, to try to help, to try to reach out and see if you could be of help. You didn't do it. So when you're writing a book, don't downplay your mistakes. Don't just take them on the peaks of the waves where you do it all right. Well, God, what a mistake. And I'm going to tell you, the hero of Dead Man Walking is not me, I'm the storyteller. It was a big mistake not to reach out to the victims' families whose son and daughter had been killed. And at the pardon board hearing, where things couldn't be more polarized, where you sign a book when you go in, which side you're on, life or death, is when I met the victims' families. And they are there with their relatives, and they are there with their friends, and they are there to stare down those pardon board members appointed by the governor to say, we want our justice. And what they've been told their justice is that hopefully not too long, they will get to send a representative to watch as Louisiana kills the one who killed their loved one, and they get to witness that through a representative, and that is going to heal them. That's what they had been promised. And I met them there. And the one who is the hero of Dead Man Walking is Lloyd LeBlanc. His son David, his only son David, age 17, was one of the young people killed by Pat Saunier and his brother. And he said to me when he met me, Sister Helen, all this time, you've been going to see those two brothers in prison. You never once came to see us. You can't believe the pressure we're under with the death penalty. Only later, after I really got to know him, and I would go and pray with him in this little chapel, he shared the journey with me of forgiveness. He said, people think forgiveness is weak. They think if you say you forgive somebody because of what they've done to you, that you condoning what they did. Like, oh, you killed my son. Like, it's okay, you killed my son. No. But he said, I could see what was happening to me. I was so angry. All the time I was angry. And I wanted to kill those two men with my bare hands. But I'm snapping that mule on my wife. I'm making her cry. I'm angry all the time. And that's not who I am. I'm a kind person. I love to help people. I was losing it. And then he said, put his hand like this. And then he said, they killed our boy, but I'm not going to let them kill me. I'm going to do what Jesus said. And he set his face to go down the road, and the journey of forgiveness and God's grace met him there. And that's why I say he's the hero of this book. I hadn't been thrown in the fire. I hadn't lost a child. He had. And I have gotten to meet these human beings. I meet the people who do the terrible deeds, and I find out that everybody's worth more than the worst thing they've ever done in their life. That there are things called human rights where you can't give government power to take life and to torture people and in a deliberate act strap them down and kill them. And that's been the dialogue with the Catholic Church. And to give it to you briefly, because it took 1,600 years to change this teaching, and I want to keep y'all here a long time for the celebration that rightly awaits the graduates and their parents and all of you who helped this day happen, because it always takes a community and this great faculty that's here at this university. But the thing with the Pope, and I'm going to tell you this, mainly you talk to the people. Vatican II told us, what's the church? Church is people. People of God, that's church. So mainly you're talking with the people. But every now and then you bump up and you get a chance to talk to a pope along the way. You don't talk to a pope any different. You talk to the people, right? You don't have like this pope language. And here's the heart of it with Pope John Paul. Because the Catholic Church had never just made a statement that without exception, we cannot have the death penalty. And part of pro-life, I noticed many Catholics were saying they were against abortion, but they for the death penalty. And the distinction was one's innocent life and one's guilty life. And I said to Pope John Paul, I got to write the letter to him. And I know he read it. They told me. They put it right in his hands. I said, Your Holiness, when I'm walking with a man to execution, and his hands are shackled close to his body, he has leg irons on, he's surrounded by guards. Now, he's done a terrible crime, I know that. But when he's walking to the execution chamber and he turns toward me and he says, Sister, please pray God holds up my legs. Where is the dignity in rendering a person defenseless and taking them out and killing them when we have prisons where we can keep society safe? Where's the dignity in that death? Can you help our church see the dignity of all life, not just innocent life? We want to stand for life across the board. Can you help our church? And shortly after that, when Pope John Paul was in St. Louis, he said, even those among us who have done a terrible crime have a dignity that must not be taken from them. And now Catholics are very much in the conversation about ending the death penalty. We're just ordinary people. God wakes us up. We put our hand on a rope and we start pulling. And that happens in our life. We just celebrated Pentecost. The Spirit is in our hearts. That divine spark is in our hearts. We are children of God. And God has invested us with great power, especially when we see something wrong or where there is hurt. Doesn't matter how many other people are doing it or not, to put our hand on that rope and to start pulling. May God set you with a holy fire to do good work in the world. You who have received the great privilege of a wonderful education and loving support from a family who helped you get there. God bless us all. Don't ask for understanding. Ask for the fire. God bless you.
Each year, a student is selected by a panel of faculty, staff, and students to speak on behalf of the graduating class. The spokesperson for the class of 2019 is Midas Hampton. Today, Midas graduates with a Master in Public Administration with an emphasis in government. Midas is from Brooklyn, New York, by way of Columbia, South Carolina, and I invite Midas to come forward. Midas earned a Bachelor's of Science in Criminal Justice from the University of South Carolina Upstate, where he was selected as the Student Leader of the Year in his junior and senior years. Before beginning his graduate work, he worked as the program coordinator for Higher Education Readiness Opportunity Program, also known as HERO. While pursuing his degree at Seattle University, Midas served as co-president of the MPA Student Association, a graduate teaching assistant in community-based research, and a mentor at the Rainier Beach High School. This fall, he won a fellowship to attend the Association for Public Policy's Fall Research Conference. Following graduation, Midas is moving to Washington, D.C. to pursue a doctoral degree in public administration and policy, and to work in program evaluation and analysis for a nonprofit focused on youth workforce. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming Midas Hampton.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, and good afternoon, everyone. Before I begin, I think it only right to pay tribute to the original inhabitants of the land on which we gathered today. This land was taken from the Duwamish people, and we are called to act in solidarity with Native Americans against the struggles they face today. I'd like to thank Father Son Board, the Board of Trustees, faculty and staff, the selection committee, and all of the family and friends gathered here today. It gives me great pride to be standing here, having achieved this magnificent feat. So whether you've completed your program early, or like me, you've taken the more scenic route, please give yourselves a hand because you've made it. I am my ancestors' wildest dreams and their deepest disappointment. We all have people whose backs upon which we stand, whose dreams lift us up, and whose struggles propel us forward. Toni Morrison once said, yes, I know, a quote during a speech, how original. However, if there was any day to be cliche, today is definitely that day. Toni Morrison once said, when you get these jobs that you've been so brilliantly trained for, just remember that your real job is that if you are free, you need to free somebody else. If you have some power, then your real job is to empower somebody else. I am often worried about the level of work that I've been doing, wondering, am I doing enough? Now, given the institution from which we all graduate today, I know we're all looking for ways to make this a more just and humane society. But why? What drives you and lifts you up when the nights are long and the roads are treacherous? My why stems from my lived experience. I'm often quoted as saying, I'm just a poor boy from South Carolina, which is true. My family was so poor, we couldn't afford the other two letters to finish spelling the word poor. I, like too many, was born to a struggle as old as time itself, yet draped in fresh robes as to cover the scars of its inequity. The battle between the few at the top and the many who find themselves stuck on the bottom. The neighborhood where I lived was one of extreme poverty. The system seemed to condemn them for its necessity, yet offered no meaningful alternative that would help them achieve economic mobility. This lived experience sparked the need in me to become an agent of change. However, to stay in said community presented the risk of becoming an individual that would facilitate, or more egregiously, perpetuate the ineffective systems of support. I knew that I would have to leave my home and face challenges that would forge me into that agent of change. Through the MPA program at Seattle University, I have learned that a just and humane society is one that actively combats systems that perpetuate inequities and provides opportunities for lifting citizens out of poverty and placing them on the path of prosperity. This is what fuels my commitment for public service. Now, for those of you who push off getting involved until you have enough money, enough time, enough knowledge, enough influence, I say this: how you exist in this present moment, are enough to affect change. So I urge you to find your why, your passion for doing whatever it is you dream of doing. Hold on to that and honor the process of growth and development. And as you stand here today, on the precipice of future success and achievement, I ask that you reach back and free somebody else, because we are the ones that we've been waiting for. And please look around you. We've arrived. Thank you.
The Archbishop Raymond G. Hunthausen Outstanding Service Award recognizes a student who embodies the Jesuit ideal of being a person with and for others through service to both the university community and the greater community beyond our campus. Amber Larkin is the recipient of the 2019 Raymond G. Hunthausen Outstanding Service Award. Amber is graduating with a master's in transformational leadership from the School of Theology and Ministry. This past year, Amber has served as the president of the Graduate Student Council and has actively advocated for the visibility and interests of graduate students in critical decision-making spaces on campus, including the Board of Trustees, the Bias Incident Response Working Group, the Graduate Educational Council, and most extensively within Seattle University's Strategic Planning Steering Committee. She pushes herself to be a consistent presence and an advocate for students because she feels a deep sense of responsibility and integrity in her role. Amber has gone above and beyond as a representative of student voices, often taking on projects and roles that would not normally fall to a student in order to ensure that students are truly being included in the work of the university. As a result, Amber built bridges and paved roads to ensure that graduate students are seen, heard, considered, and present in decision-making processes. She exhibits grace and empathy and care that she has for others, as she often navigates the tension between moving projects forward and being present to the needs of others. Please join me in recognizing our 2019 Raymond G. Hunthausen Award winner, Amber Larkin. The Provost Award for Graduate Student Excellence is given to the Seattle University graduate student who has maintained the highest grade point average throughout his or her program of study and has also demonstrated outstanding leadership abilities. The 2019 Provost Award for Graduate Student Excellence recipient is Thomas Eric Hirschler, who will receive a Professional Master's of Business Administration degree from the Albers School of Business and Economics. Tom, will you please join us on stage? During his time at Seattle University, Tom Hirschler has distinguished himself as an excellent student and impactful leader. Tom has been inducted into Alpha Sigma Nu, the Jesuit Honor Society, and Beta Gamma Sigma, the National Honor Society for students studying business. As a member of the Professional MBA Programs Directors Advisory Board, Tom has helped to improve the program and ensure it is better in addressing students' needs while also serving as an ambassador of the program for prospective students. Tom very impressively has accomplished all of this while working full-time at the Department of Veterans Affairs Puget Sound Health Care System. As Director of Quality, Safety, and Value, he has applied what he has learned in the PMBA program while supervising 30 employees in areas such as patient safety, innovative process improvement, and integrated ethics. Tom is currently leading a national team charged with integrating the VA's new electronic healthcare system with existing systems, and he recently was given responsibility for the national rollout of the system. Please join me in recognizing our 2019 Provost Award for Graduate Student Excellence, Thomas Hirschler. The candidates for doctoral and master's degrees will now be presented. As provost, I have the privilege to recommend to the president of the university the conferral of degrees, and he in turn will confer the degrees. Will the candidates for doctoral and master's degrees please rise? President Sundborg, it is my honor to present to you the candidates for doctoral and master's degrees from the Albers School of Business and Economics, the College of Arts and Sciences, the College of Education, the College of Nursing, the College of Science and Engineering, and the School of Theology and Ministry. The candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for their degrees as recommended by their respective faculties and deans, and I recommend that their degrees be conferred upon them.
By virtue of the authority granted by the Charter of Seattle University and vested in me by the Board of Trustees, and acting upon the recommendation of the deans and faculties of the several colleges and schools, I hereby confer upon the graduates of the class of 2019 who have successfully completed their program requirements and been so certified by the Registrar of the University their respective degrees with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto. Congratulations. Please be seated.
The candidates for all doctoral and master's degrees will now come forward by college or school to be recognized by name as directed by the university marshals. Ari Greenleaf, Associate Professor of Counseling in the College of Education, Bonnie Bowie, Interim Associate Dean for Graduate Education and Associate Professor, College of Nursing, Sheila O, Director, Computer Science Fundamental Certificate Program in the College of Science and Engineering, Leticia Guardiola Sainz, Associate Professor of Christian Scriptures, School of Theology and Ministry, Maureen Feit, Director of the Nonprofit Leadership Program, College of Arts and Sciences, and Madhu Rao, Associate Dean and Associate Professor in Management in the Albers School of Business and Economics, will read the names of the candidates. Graduates will be congratulated and will receive their diploma covers by their respective deans. We ask all of our guests present not to approach the stage to take photographs. University photographers and representatives of the media will provide photo coverage, and there will be an opportunity for our families and friends to take pictures after the ceremony, and we greatly thank you for your cooperation.
As a student completes the dissertation requirement of the doctoral degree in the College of Education, he or she works in a close one-to-one relationship with the primary professor. In recognition of this close relationship, the dissertation advisors will assist the president in the hooding of the doctoral students. Will the doctoral candidates from the College of Education please come forward? Dean, Dina Sands, please come forward to congratulate the graduates. Maria Gorath Nasali. Dane Kyola Toshimi Fukumoto. Robert Benjamin S. Talbert. Almas Halal Alderwood. Darren Scott Spencer. Andrew John Tudor. Matthew Dean Eisenhower. Please recognize the Doctor of Education graduates.
As a student completes the capstone project of the Doctor of Nursing practice degree in the College of Nursing, he or she works in a close relationship over several months with a nursing professor who is chair of the capstone committee. In recognition of this close relationship, the DNP faculty chairs will assist the president in the hooding of the doctoral students. Will the doctoral candidates from the College of Nursing please come forward? Dean Kristen Swanson, please come forward to congratulate the graduates. Jennifer Elizabeth Strobel. Catherine Hamilton Stanley. Elizabeth Gallagher. Valerie Jean Orton. Brooke Danielle Katz. Please recognize the Doctor of Nursing practice graduates.
As a student completes a Doctor of Ministry degree in the School of Theology and Ministry, she or he works closely with a primary professor. In recognition of this close relationship, the dissertation advisors will assist the president in the hooding of the doctoral students. Will the doctoral candidates from the School of Theology and Ministry please come forward? Dean Mark Marculli, please come forward to congratulate the graduates. Jana Marie Schofield. Nawata Kiko. Sheila Marie Houston. Kara Lynn Markel. Frank Denis Bautista Sabadera. Please recognize the Doctor of Ministry graduates.
Will the candidates for the master's degree from the College of Education please come forward? Dean, Dina Sands, please come forward to congratulate the graduates. Monica Forcell. Kissy Marie Rose. Lauren Elizabeth Clavins. Donata Nybarger. Jennifer Marie Choate. Phoebe McLean Harding. Curry Bateman Freshner. Chelsea E. Bardison. Christine Renee Collins. Wendy Ann Wilson. Vita Kathleen Romano. Carla Lynette Markowitz. Sophia Alexandra Turk. Melanie Melinda Walstead. Sebastian Wolkin. Madeline Laura Mangra. Madeline Darasinski. Kathleen Elizabeth Mays. Allison Reed Sogman. Poet Francis Regali. Chelsea Jerkowicz. Jordan A. Grande. Kimberly Joy Erickson. Emma Elizabeth Tomset. Nicole Lauren Winters. Sophia Catherine Bonas. Kristen Marguerite Hummel. Elena Britt Herstad. Alyssa M. Fritz. Catherine N. Podensky. Christina Marie Olafson. Margaret Walsh Vondermaiden. Alexandra Noel Drissel. Hava Zedalik Fisher Rosenberg. Damian William Smith. Jillian Kathleen Kuyopo Guillermo. Melissa Dean Tressler. Cora Crumley. Emma K. Bryant. Daitong Fan. Madison Amelia Lewis. Michelle Lynn Shakinis. Aaron Bren Snyder Payne. Miranda Brooke Bossert. Jeffrey Lyle Hinman. Patrick W. Killen. Zachary Charles Parkerson. Cheyenne Bailey Thomas. Ana Luisa Arantes Sehel. Lauren Elizabeth Gardner. Jason Junwai Reynolds. Maria Young. Alejandro Benjamin Castro Wilson. Brittany Blake. Rachel Kalebo. Natalia Guerra Baig. Marissa Eastman Sylvester. William Derek Freeman Jr. Sean Macheto Glenn. Kate Pine Ument. Jamie Ray Whiteley. Michelle Mugni. Ryan Scott Mitchell. Krista Lynn Holden. Bailey Jones. Karen Slater Lynn. Sue Kim. Emma Sinclair Jennings. Christopher Michael Brugman. Dane Stringfeld. Chloe Smallman Shaw. Janelle Quintana. Ashley Janae Williams. Angelica Marie Wicks. Kristen Elizabeth Thomas. Holly Ann Watella. Tyler Ray Ashby. Kayla Maria Pullman. Hannah Jean Moscat. Christine Louise Mentel. Lillian Jean Schaefer. Catherine Elizabeth Kandarian. Jeffrey Early Dennis. Nicole Finley Cheng. Amanda Christine Farkas. Dawn Kananan Lamont. Joyce Yumbio Cho. Caitlin Faye Fiorillo. Ashley T. Burnett. Milana Davidova. Krista Janine Katie. Gracie Ewing. Marissa T. DiBella. Catherine Burgess. Bianca Veronica Bunman Galum. Nicholas Lee. Thomas Bowie. Willa Maitzen Grover Curlin. Karina Nascimento Saunders. Georgia Jane Peary. Sydney Labasco. Isabel Kathleen Wobleski. Alexandra Brookhart. Megan Lee Winner. Jasmine Marie Sturgeon Creenan. Tara Graham. Tori Romana Alvarado. Karandeep Kaur Sandhu. Ryan A. Merrick. Colin Ray Nail. Anna Elizabeth Crow. Caitlin Leah Valance. Alyssa Victoria Munoz. Michelle Ercilia Barreto. Christy Lynn Fisher. Edgar Miguel Rodriguez. Julio Angelo Paloron. Tasmia Musini. Lauda Yanis. Barbara J. Bendrick. Jiyu Zhao. Sine Mariko Tamashiro. Mesavanari Pen. Alexander Fuxing Tang. Tu Vo. Karine Iris Suwasilo. Michael Andrew Drummy. Maureen Ann Busby. Emily Elizabeth Nordstrom. Louisa Kaskura Schmidt. Eva Louise Wyatt. Tatiana Barros dos Santos. Jennifer Guadalupe Estrada. Alexandra Elizabeth Claire Sacknoff. Alyssa Joyce Lanier. Laura Simmons. Dana Matz Cabon. Laura J. Tiberio. Dina Karen Armstrong. William J. Henderson. Sarah W. Yider. Allison Diane Graciela Gonzalez. Julie Chelsea Marissa Boyson. Aiden MP McElhenney. Jade Michael Go. Lucas Miles Brio. Connor Stephen Richards. Mary Elizabeth Regler. Edith Smith Follansby. Please recognize the master's degree graduates from the College of Education.
Will the candidates for the master's degree from the College of Nursing please come forward? Dean Kristen Swanson, please come forward to congratulate the graduates. Vincent Otundo. Jennifer Ann Jenkins. Oh. Please recognize the master's degree graduates from the College of Nursing.
Will the candidates for the master's degree from the College of Science and Engineering please come forward? Dean Michael Quinn, please come forward to congratulate the graduates. Neha Pradeep Mundada. Kanika Mishra. Divyanshi Yadav. Rutu Bhatt. Sandeep Raja. Natalia Manriquez. Ariye Malak. Michael J. Frazier. Zachary David Powers. Aaron Charles Pollock. Alberto Gonzalo Valdiviez. Alan Paul Prasad Pragas. Dave Singh Panu. Darsh Lin. Heather Nolis. Amanda Iverson. Junji Huang. Chandana Bijou Jacob. Saeed Awel Abdi Dahar. Koshin Ono. Alexander C. Liu. Sunny Young. Andrew Zhu. Lolita Lam. Christine Liu. Ryan James Young. Please recognize the master's degree graduates from the College of Science and Engineering.
Will the candidate for the master's degree from the School of Theology and Ministry please come forward? Dean Mark Marcooley, please come forward to congratulate the graduates. The School of Theology and Ministry Leo Stanford Award is awarded to Paulina Alvarado. The School of Theology and Ministry Dr. Loretta Jankowski Award is awarded to Amber Marie Larkin. Catherine Marie McNeil. Allison Lee Decker Avery. Trey Tan Lee. The School of Theology and Ministry Dr. Clinton Manner Award is awarded to Patricia Estela Gould. Patrick Michael Berry. Elise Louise Overcash. Caitlin Ann Kager Ruska. Sarah Jessica Kyle. Charity Francis Laughlin. Molly Patrice Downs. Stephanie Eileen Ramos. Mallory Marr. Romark Baltasar Malimos. Olufunke Ife Olu Banjo Thomas. John Cohen. Elizabeth Catherine Bruder. Emily Helena Gacko. Susan Lee Toller. John Jeffrey Landy. Jermel Witherspoon. Barbara McHenry. David DeBlock Wells. Sonia Davis. Beth Ann Privo. Please recognize the master's degree graduates from the School of Theology and Ministry.
Will the candidates for the master's degree from the College of Arts and Sciences please come forward? Dean David Powers, please come forward to congratulate the graduates. Midas Michael Hampton. Kat Mackenzie Cole. Tykira Jerice Williams. Cabriana Arlene Tamura. Catherine Louise McCoy. Sanda Alina Olaro. Lisa Simitra Kiran. Anne Gaskins. Laura B. Citron. Sophia Mel. Julia Niren Bonheim. Michael Gonzalez. Augustin Kendall. Riley Patterson. Rachel Patrick. Mary M. Yost. Michael Allen Lee. Sophia Rose Mandel. Frankie Dorothea John. Bradley T. Lutzka. Lawrence Watkins. Sydney Paige Conroy. Maggie Jeanette Holland. Christopher Gregory Perry. Joseph David Galucci. Nicholas David Baldridge. David Nielsen. Kelsey Irene Fleetwood. Stephanie Charlize Hoover. Megan Pauline Quint. Michael Finkelstein. Kaylin Driscoll. Carrie A. Burke. Carlin Wagren. Thomas Franklin Kravitz. Tiffany Kathleen Marks. Priyanka Nadkarni. Julia Grady O'Connor. Muniza Abdullah Qureshi. Callistra Allegra Jovellanos. Crystal Rain Etsiti. Julie Lay. Tiara Nasha Lovelace. Hannah Catherine Johnson. Jessica Lynn Burgess Lewis. Corey Dunn. Kelly Charlene Buller. Rachel Woolsey. Teresa Guerrero. Tyra C. Hannibal. Kay Wise. Alma M. Davenport. Shannon Kramer Wells. Kristen G. Miller. Rebecca Pugh Parker O'Neill. David Kissan. Paul Robert Nunn. Monica Tanbrin. Virginia Catherine Easthope. Samantha Elizabeth Van Wardinsen. Ellen McGivern. Andrew Richard Artiega. Arwin Abdullah Al-Ghamdi. Anna Rusness Peterson. Jessica L. Taylor. Zachary Gray. Justine De Jesus Deacon. Maris Custer Antolin. Ising Kang. Ray Lee. Aubrey Benassa. Megan Annette Johnson. Sarah Marie Chamberlain. Morgan Lee McLaren. Samuel Derek Martin. Timothy A. Mangolds. Hillary Lubin. Jose Manuel Villalobos. Laura Wright. Katrina Dawn Nelson. Rebecca Bova. Kyler Jacob McGee. Juliana M. Carlson. Salah Al-Fadli. Sarah McGee Smith. Edith P. Larson. Yuran Yang. Cindy Wang. Cindy Mengwei Zhang. Jeremiah Allen. John Joseph Dietz. Lori J. Sheffer. Matthew Riley Feldmeyer. Kelsey Ryan Brown. Emily F. Castle. Bradley Dylan Smith. Lauren Suzanne Jones. Sarah Peppers. Ryan Kiyoshi Kapena Yamaguchi. Carl F. Kerfis. Jamoral Bonner. Diana Judith Pinacho Guillen. Graciela Veronica Obispo. Tony Lizette Martinez. Margaret Stahl Horner. Caitlin Joy Royal. Courtney Neufeld. Amanda Welly. Kaylee Wickham. Caitlin Nicole McDaniels. Erica Toth. Toshiko Grace Hasegawa. Moncherie Antoinette Barnes. Snezana Catherine Apley. Carissa Leanne Harris. Samantha Drennan. Hasmin Irene Nunez. April Fugate. Tiffany Marie Ong. Leanne Wagley. Anne Marie Lowe. Robin Armstrong. Kristen Nichols. Katie Diamond. Margaret Fielder Neitzel. Catherine Herco. Shatara Overton. Ma Lordium Matthew. Lisa Beth Johnson. Sumit Singh Palma. Please recognize the master's degree graduates from the College of Arts and Sciences.
Will the candidates for the master's degree from the Albers School of Business and Economics please come forward? Dean Joseph Phillips, please come forward to congratulate the graduates. What was your take?
Okay, Madhu, from you now.
Let's do it.
Bring us home.
No pressure.
Okay. We like it.
The Albers School of Business and Economics Jerry A. Viscioni Award is awarded to Thomas Eric Hirschler. Jude Amika Abijimba. Derek Schulte. Summer Ann Burt. Adam Ross Cord. Jeremy James Adkins. Matthew Aaron Jones. Kimberly Joyce Flannery Rye. Leslie Lynn Katroulis. Jonathan Matthew Clark. Carmen Leona Laponte. Teresa Kathleen Slauson. Lindsay Marie Davis. Dr. Bettina Westerberg Peck. Bronwyn Elizabeth Sansbury. Catherine Marie Chamberlain. Jonathan David Marin. Richard Howell. Richard W. Fehrenbacher. Jonathan Michael Andrews. Kelly Marie Strand. Denise Burnside. Janet DeBroda Durnford. Jingyi Jiang. Miao Ming He. Christine Tomo Muraoka. Yi Lin Chao. Bo Kyung Kim. Stephanie B. Chang. Kristen Page Noblin. Cameron Thomas Stevens. Erin Danielle Eichmann. Maria C. Noyes. Shreya Katrapal. Harshita Dundapati. Swati Jain. Mohand Ibrahim Al-Turki. Preslav Angelov. Raymond Drew Bach. Alfred Kent Nabaretti. Tyler James Ladislaw. Dustin Lee Cardenas. Bo Yuan Sun. Wen Min Wang. Yifan Xiang. Li Yun Huang. Jeremy Ronald Chow. J.H. So. Evan Matthew Salas Tolentino. Sunanda Ramamurthy. Wenjuan Ang. Haley Karen Londo. Robert Dale Taft Jr. Jessica Marie Notman. Borbala Sung. Brandon William Bowman. Xiao Qing Shu. Xin Yu Li. Chi Kai Chan. Zhu Qian Su. Wen Ting Song. Yi Shu Liu. Nidhi Jain. Faith Chabuera Banda. Jintao Kul. Nicole Lynn Naylor Provolt. Jennifer Ross Mattoon. Joel Christopher Snelling. Jordan K. Kroger. Hao Tan. Yanan Jiang. Khalid Adam Surur. Kyle Tenenbaum. Andrew S. Cochran. Stanley Majuki. Catherine Coe. Megan Ann Dodge. Jennifer Susan Paul. Danielle Marie Rondo. Allison Marie Kosecki. Michael Brennan. Jonah Paul Cannon. Christine Codeleon. Jacob Robert Kelly. Spencer Gabriel Woods Costin. Jim Lujan. David Kwang Kai Pham. Madhura Sudarshanan. Aisha Marie Dueno. Julianne Fergus. Joshua Adam Jorgensen. Shandy Su. Tian Chong Zhan. Yan Li. Ye Shu. Meng Yao Zhang. Grace Yang. Shu Su. Wen Ching Yin. Wen Qian Zhang. Crystal Joy De Vera. Letitia Chu Lee. Haider Kir. Abish Thomas. Ross McCloy Stannard. Balbir Singh. Shreya Mehta. Mohammed Abdullah Al-Turki. Tiffany Marie Brandvold. Ross Alexander Trevino. Matthew David Busa. Crystal Choi. Haley Elizabeth Hawker. Azadeh Ghafarzadeh. Asawari Sateh. Urvi Ashit Gogwekar. Vidya Doshi. Travis James Tweet. Daniel Eldon McConnell. Adam Kent Ross. McKenna Aya Vanderveen. Wen Juin Ang. Preslov Angelov. Mario Uswadi. Esteban Rodrigo Victoriana Aja. Dewey Jajamaja. Andrew Ryan Carlin. Annie Joyce Ballista Latore. Sarah Kramer. Margaret Staffney. Matthew McKillen Mayberg. Octavia L. Craig. Rafael Ventura de Olivero Curvejo. Colton Kaiser. Michael Tosh Semlacker. Lucas James Denny. Marika Rochelle Sungayapli. Isabella Geronimo. Jenna L. Sanders. Robert M. Rink. Andrew S. Urick. Brianna Renee Timmons. Molly Marie Campbell. Sunny Pai. Yue Zheng. Yu Hong Meng. Ying Chai. Storm Seltzer. Caitlin Rachel Hill. Claudia Andrea Human Ordna. Nicole Roberson. Andrew Martinez. Lucas J. Edmondson. Peter Wakefield Reinhardt. William Wilson Dharma. David Waller Chavez. Ujwal Adhikari. Payne Andrew Mullins. Farnell Ayatunde Akimbala. Kristen Page Noblin. Arthur Abraham Schiffer. Marjorie N. Blanco. Jesse Angel Brand. Shu Su. Wenqian Zhang. Please recognize the master's degree graduates from the Albert School of Business and Economics.
We congratulate all of our graduates and welcome you into the Seattle University alumni community. You are Redhawks for life, and we invite you to continue a lifelong relationship with your alma mater. You are all now members of the Seattle University Alumni Association, a worldwide network of over 83,000 alumni. I'm glad you're all listening. We encourage you to be active and engaged members. We now ask you to stand as you are able for the benediction, which will be offered by Sonia Davis, Masters of Divinity in the School of Theology and Ministry.
The poet Dr. Maya Angelou once said, "We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty." Friends, we acknowledge the changes that have brought us here today. We acknowledge the hours of classes, the countless papers, the hours of study, the innumerable cups of coffee that have brought about change in us, and the hard work that brought us to this arena today. We delight in the beauty that our education and this institution has wrought in us, the beauty we see in the bonds of our cohorts, in our professional relationships with faculty and staff, in the greater understanding and love we have for the world. The world will delight in this beauty as we go forth and set the world on fire. The intelligence that animates the universe, both seen and unseen, calls us to hold space in ourselves for both the challenge that carried us to today and the beauty that we will shine to the world we now enter. May we never forget how far we have come, and may we never lose our passion for continued growth into beauty. As we leave today, let us be filled with excitement and with gratitude. Excitement for the beautiful future we have yet to experience, and gratitude for the challenges that have shaped our path. Peace be upon our continued journeys, and congratulations on this momentous achievement.
Our commencement ceremony is now concluded. Please remain standing during the recessional of the platform party. The faculty, the staff, and graduates, led one last time by Professor David Madsen. I thank you all for attending the 100th commencement of Seattle University. Congratulations to all of our graduates.